Okay guys, here's the first part of our notes video. So I'm going to do 11D, E, and F in this first part, and then G and H will be in the next part. So go ahead and watch this, take notes as you go. I'm hoping that going through the notes I'll be able to explain all of these parts, but if you have any questions when we're done, you'll get a chance to work with your table to answer some questions, and then you'll get some chance to ask me questions or ask your teacher questions afterwards. So here's 11D, and 11D says, or is asking the questions, can 3 side lengths form a triangle? So can 3 side lengths form a triangle? Okay, I'm going to start by writing the rule, and then I think by the time we do the examples, the rule will make more sense. So the rule says the 2 smallest sides, so notice it says the 2 smallest sides of a triangle must be larger, or sorry, I should say must add up to more than the third side. So let me read that again. It says the 2 smallest sides of a triangle must add up to more than the third side. And let's do 2 examples, and I think it'll make sense why. So here's example 1. Okay, our 3 side lengths are going to be 2, 7, and 10. Okay, well, we know that the 2 smallest sides of a triangle have to add up to more than the third side. Okay, well, 2 and 7, the 2 smaller sides, add up to 9. That's not more than the third side, so these 3 side lengths are not going to form a triangle, and let me show you why. Here's my side length of 10. I like to start with my longest one. Here's my side length of 7. Here's my side length of 2. And I think you'll notice, even if I close this in all of the way, these are still going to be separated by a unit of 1, because 7 and 2 together are less than 10 by 1, right? So you'll see this triangle can't close because the 2 shorter sides together aren't longer than the third. That's why this can't be a triangle. Here's example number 2. Okay, so we need to find the 2 smallest sides. The 2 smallest sides are 9 and 7. Look, they add up to 16. So these 3 side lengths should form a triangle because the 2 shortest are longer when you add them together than the third side. So let's draw a picture. Here's my longest side, 10. Even though, so here's 9, it's almost as long as 10. Here's 7. You'll notice together, because they add up to more than 10, they're going to have to meet. They might have to bulge out a ways, but they are going to form the sides of a triangle. Okay, so let's do our next section. So that was 11D. It was helping us figure out whether or not 3 numbers could form the side lengths of a triangle. Now we're going to say, okay, if we only have 2 side lengths, can we solve for the value or the range of possible values for the third side? So 11E is asking the question, what is the range of values for the third side? So how can we figure out what the possible values are for the third side of a triangle? So let me start with the rule, just like I did last time. Our rule is you're going to subtract the sides, you're going to add the sides, okay? So you're going to subtract the sides, you're going to add the sides, and the value of the third side will be something in between those two. So if we subtract the sides and add the sides, the value of the third side will be somewhere in between. So let's do an example. Okay. Let's say I have a side length of 15 and a side length of 12. We want to figure out what the possible values of this third side could be, and I'm going to call that third side X. So remember, our rule is to subtract and add. Okay, so I'm going to do subtract, add. Okay, so let's do the subtraction first. If we do 12 or 15 minus 12, we're going to get 3. If we do 15 plus 12, we're going to get 27. So our answer is that the third side has to be somewhere between 3 and 27. Well, let's draw a picture explaining why that's the case. So here's the first side when we're subtracting. Here's my side length of 15, and let's say we swung that 12 all the way in like this. Okay, so we're swinging that 12 in. As this gets closer and closer and closer, eventually it's going to hit. And if this hits here, we've used up 12 of the 15 units. We're going to have 3 left. Well, here's the thing. As this starts to bulge out, this is going to have to get bigger than 3 because remember, the 2 smallest sides have to add up to more than the 3rd side. So as long as this is bigger than 3, that's going to work. That's where that 3 came from. Well, let's look at the other case. Here's my 15. Let's say I'm opening my 12 up almost all of the way. Okay? I'm opening my 12 up almost all the way. Well, if this flattens all the way, that's going to give me a length of 27. Well, I can't open it up all of the way because then I'd have a straight line segment and I wouldn't have it a triangle. But you'll notice if we open it just slightly, this length here has to just be a little bit less than 27. That's where that 27 is coming from. So the range of values for my 3rd side is going to be the inequality such that it is bigger than if you subtract the other 2 side lengths, and it's going to be bigger than if you subtract, and it's going to be a little bit less than if you add them together. Okay, so that's the range of the 3rd side. Well, we have one thing left for this part of the notes, and it's going to be 11f. And 11f is helping us organize our side lengths from smallest to largest, or our angles. So the best way to do this is just by drawing a picture. So let me draw a picture for you guys. Okay. And I hope you'll notice by the way I drew it that this is definitely the shortest side of the smallest side. I think this one here looks like the longest side, and this one here would be then the medium length side. Well, we have a rule that tells us that the smallest side is opposite the smallest angle. Okay, so if this is the smallest side, remember to get opposite we draw an arrow, that's going to be opposite the smallest angle. Here's our next thing. The medium side is opposite the medium or the middle-sized angle. So if this is my middle side, let me draw all the way across. There's going to be my middle angle. The largest side is going to be opposite the largest angle. So if here's my largest side, there's my largest angle. So let's do a quick, oops, sorry, that was a little out of the way. Sorry guys, so at the end it says the largest side is opposite the largest angle. I'm sorry you couldn't see that. You need to pause and just write that down for a minute, you can. Okay. So let's do one example problem really fast. We're going to list the side lengths of this triangle from smallest to largest. And I'm going to tell you that this angle here is going to be 87 degrees and that this angle here is going to be 34 degrees. Well, the first thing we have to do is figure out what the smallest, medium, and largest angles are. And in order to do that, we need to solve for this angle right here. Well, we know that the 3 angles in a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. So if we call this x, and we add 87 and 34 to it, that will help us solve for that. So if I subtract 87 on both sides and subtract 34 on both sides, I'm going to get that angle is 59 degrees. So this is going to be 59 degrees. Well, if I want to label the sides from smallest to largest, here's my smallest of the 3 angles. It's opposite from segment AB. So segment AB is going to be the smallest. Okay. I'm actually going to use inequalities so you guys can see. Okay, then I really should use the length. I'm sorry guys, so get rid of this as well. We want to say that the length of segment AB is the smallest. Okay, well here's my middle angle, so that has to be my middle length side. It's opposite it, so it's going to be the next biggest one. So the length of BC is going to be larger than AB. Since this is my largest angle, this is going to be my largest side. So the length of segment AC has to be larger than these. And I'm sorry I don't have any whiteout. I would mark that off. But it really should just say that the length of AB is less than the length of BC, which is length than AC. So let me box that. Okay. So there's your answer. So go ahead and pause this video when you're ready. And open up the next one and take notes on the rest. And then you'll get a chance to work on the topic 11D through H worksheet with your table once everyone's done with the video.